more nervous than you are. Oh, yeah. I got it. I checked before I left the room a minute ago about it, so somebody said it.
Yeah, hey, you're doing great and I love you.
You're right. Yeah, right there. It's a bug.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Hey, you look good.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks for doing it.
You look good. Thank you for letting me do this.
Been the same without you. Wouldn't have been happening without you.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
There were no cheers.
I guess there were. We didn't count right.
No.
First guest up, buddy. Take a lean boat. Yeah, we're back. We're back. But not. We're back.
Good.
Strap in. Get up. Not yet. Shut up. Hey, remember to lock.
Is that us?
Yeah, we want you passing out. He's already cried like 6 times.
Turn that mic on now.
It's off. This one's on.
Are we
Are we
on
doing
live
this?
right now?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that Blake?
It's a beautiful bouquet.
Oh, hang on. Let's show.
You look lovely.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Music? We're trying. We're trying.
Aw.
Who gives Lizzie to be married to Justin today?
Her mother, her father, and her family. Hey, buddy.
Called my bluff. Called my bluff.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Please silence all cell phones. Buena noches. I hope I'm saying that right. All right. Good evening. On behalf of Justin, Lizzie, I want to say welcome. We're here tonight to witness the commitment and the promise that Justin and Elizabeth Cromwell have made to each other. They couldn't be more excited to share this with you. You have all known them for so long in some capacity, and been their support system either at home, work, or somewhere in between. If you're here today or watching somewhere on the internet, hi Mom, wherever you are, it means that Justin and Lizzie are thankful for having you in their lives, and they want to share this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with you. So let's enjoy this time, share some laughs, and make some memories as they join their families and lives into one. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Jason Allball, but thanks to the internet and $65, you can call me Reverend. I've had the pleasure of knowing both Lizzie and Justin for a long time now, and I can tell you I cannot imagine two better people that are about to share their lives together. I want to start this ceremony by saying, with a saying, we cannot call people without wings angels, so we call them friends. And I knew I was going to cry. I knew this was going to happen. I consider you both not only my friends, but my family. You've been there for me in so many ways I can honestly lost count. You're both so loving, selfless, strong, more so Lizzie in that regard. And you're two of the best people I've ever had the privilege of knowing me. So believe me when I say that it's the greatest honor of my life to be standing here in front of you. You both look incredible, especially Justin in the outfit that Lizzie dressed you in. Justin, our friendship started about 6 years ago with a random Thunder game invite. Since then, you've been like a brother to me. In the larger reckoning of life, 6 years is not a long time. But in that time, we've shared so much together, from layoffs to breakups to everything else in between. I've watched you grow not only as a person, but as a partner to Lizzie. And in that regard, Lizzie is very lucky. You've been the voice of reason for us when we needed it, and sometimes when we didn't, without asking for much in return in life. I know that you will bring that to your partnership with Lizzie. In the time I've known you, I've actually learned one key lesson without you really knowing. First and foremost, you've taught me that family. Whoop, there goes the wind. You've taught me family isn't about whose blood you shared. That we choose our family, we claim someone that is ours, and invite them to our ragtag family of weirdos and misfits that seem to love you the most. That families begin in sports bars where you learn that watching Browns games are really only fun when you're suffering and screaming things at the TV with other people.
Misery loves company.
They begin in restaurants where by playing trivia, eating chicken wings, and arguing over which album came first. Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again, or Kelly Clarkson's Thankful. Justin had the answer to that one, by the way. Or when you watch your friend drive almost 14 hours to Florida just to watch the Tribe lose the World Series with his dad. You're one of the most selfless and self-sacrificing people I've ever known. You've always been that guy who will do anything for his friends and family. I know no matter the time or place where I'm at in my life, if I need you, you'll be there. Remember that I'll always do the same for you. Lizzie, you and I met through CrossFit, and after that we became fast friends. I think most of you know by now, Lizzie's one of those people that go anywhere she goes, she runs across somebody she knows, literally. However, she's one of those rare individuals that doesn't just know you by name, she genuinely cares for you as a person and will remember the smallest details of your life. Not only that, she will also look through your quite obvious flaws to get to know the real you. One of the first times I hung out with Lizzie was at one of our favorite bars. She was there on a girls' night, and Justin and I stumbled upon her randomly with two other friends. That was incidentally the first time Justin ever met his future bride, to which I think the first words to her were, well, Allball's definitely been more sober than he is right now. Good luck. He then laughed without saying much after that. Most people would have run for the hills, and you didn't. But since that chance encounter, you've been one of the core people of our group of friends, and I love you dearly. I don't know how many times you've had an event after work that you had to attend late into the night, and I think there's no way you'd show up for trivia, but you would, ready there to chip in. You're one of the most selfless and amazing people I've ever met and had the privilege of knowing, and Justin is a very lucky man. I don't think myself or anyone here could pick out two better people for each other. It's not what you two say about each other, it's what you don't say. I think all of us at some point knew you two were destined to be together. For me, it was after hearing about a story that Lizzie really just with Justin for about 3 months, flew up to Ohio to meet his whole family, and made what can only be described as the best banana joke of all time in front of his family. I knew Justin had found the one. And for adults, you can ask us later, we'll tell you that story. Our friend Carrie recalls that when Lizzie and Justin came to their house in Edmond, Justin casually mentioned out loud in front of Liz that he was going to go to the bathroom in Carrie and Kenny's bathroom. Lizzie apparently stood there nonplussed like it was the most normal thing to say to someone you've only been dating for 30 days. Carrie knew right then and there they were going to get together. It seems not only did your friends know that you were going to be together, but fate did as well. 4 years ago, while neither of you knew it, your paths crossed at a Disrupt HR event, an event put on by Lizzie's cousin. It would seem that whatever force that oversees the pairing of souls knew you both were destined to be together. I would be remiss in my duties without telling you the story of how Lizzie and Justin met. A few years ago at a New Year's Eve party that Justin and I threw, it was about 8 below in Oklahoma, and I think the wind was blowing about 90 miles an hour. Justin and I were living together at the time, and we usually had a bonfire going in my backyard. But since it was so cold, literally knowing nobody was out there braving that cold with a bonfire. No one, that is, except for Lizzie and Justin. The reason I knew they were both out there is because the entirety of the party was standing around the back window of my kitchen looking at them, to include my mother, murmuring like birds, are they going to hook up? Sadly, it didn't happen that night. It ended with Justin calling her bro one too many times and sleeping on the couch with Lizzie leaving her house in a whirlwind, barely saying goodbye. Regardless of what happened, there was a seed planted in all of us that one or both of them had a crush on each other. A few of us were talking some months later, and we decided that they would be amazing together, so I got the bright idea to set them up. Lizzie and I were preparing for a Go-Ruck event, and while walking one day, I said to Lizzie, hey, so Justin asked about you. I don't remember entirely what I said, other than I said he thinks you're cute, and wondering if he should ask you out. So what should I tell him? Lizzie paused a bit and then said, much to my relief, yeah, I think you should tell him to ask me out. I'd be good with that. So I set out the next day to talk to Justin, and all I told him was, Lizzie likes you, you need to ask her out. To which Justin replied in classic Justin fashion, I'll have to think about that. You can imagine how upset I was at that point. A few days later, Justin went on his first date with Lizzie and a couple of our friends, the Colocks. A few short weeks later, we all went out for St. Patty's Day, and after having way too much fun, Justin sealed the deal with the touching words, well, you're my girlfriend, right? To which Lizzie replied, I guess? Pretty smooth talker, isn't he? Since then, the two have been one of the best couples I've had the privilege of knowing. Now, only a few days later, COVID and murder hormones be damned, you guys are finally getting married. If I had any advice to give either of you in my new capacity as Reverend, it's always to keep this moment right here, this moment of love in your heart. Remember that love isn't transactional. Love is being committed to your partner's struggles. Love is passion and a deep desire for another's growth, someone you can't live without. So never stop choosing each other, without pause, without a doubt. No matter what happens, with every heartbeat, choose each other, over and over again. Choose this moment. Don't forget that before you guys were engaged, you were friends, and friends that have been lucky enough to fall in love. To put it a better way, your love is your friendship set on fire. If it ever seems like that isn't enough, that is where everyone here comes in. Everyone here today isn't just here for free food. We're here to encourage you and support you in every way we can together as husband and wife. As a token of the support for your marriage, two of Justin and Lizzie's very best friends, Aaron and Allison, are going to read some scripture and a few tokens that the couple have picked out for you all today. Aaron?
Thank you, Reverend. I'm going to hold my hand so you don't cry. And the roses were humbled. You're lovely. but you're empty. He went on. One couldn't die for you. Of course, an ordinary passerby would think my Rose looked just like you. Sorry. But my Rose, all on her own, is more important than all of you together, since she's the one I've watered. Since she's the one I've put under glass. Since she's the one I sheltered behind a screen. Since she's the one for whom I killed the caterpillars, except for the 2 or 3 for butterflies. Since she's the one I listened to when she complained, or when she boasted, or even sometimes when she said nothing at all, she's my Rose. And he went back to the fox. Goodbye, he said. Goodbye, said the fox. Here is my secret. It's quite simple. One sees clearly only with the heart. Anything essential is invisible to the eyes. Anything is essential is invisible to the eyes, the little prince repeated, in order to remember. It's the time you spent on your Rose that makes your Rose so important. It's the time I spent on my Rose, the little prince repeated, in order to remember. People have forgotten this truth, the fox said, but you mustn't forget it. You become responsible forever for what you've tamed. You're responsible for your Rose. I'm responsible for my Rose, the little prince repeated, in order to remember.
I'm going to be reading 1 Corinthians 13, written by Paul as a letter to the church at Corinth about the definition of real love. I would ask that following the reading, you bow your heads to join me in a prayer and a blessing for this marriage. I'm going to try not to cry. If I speak in tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, and it is not proud. It is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always preserves. Love never fails. But there were prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass. For we know in part and prophesy in part, but when perfection comes, the imperfect disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. Now we see but a poor reflection as in a mirror. Then when we see face to face, now I am part, then I shall fully know, even as I am fully known. And now these 3 things remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. I ask that you bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for allowing us to gather here today to celebrate the marriage of this amazing couple, Liz and Justin. May you continue to bless their lives with love, laughter, and happiness. As it is written in your word, I pray this promise for their marriage. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Thank you for your love and your grace. It is in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Thank you both. All right, so now we come to the most important part of the ceremony. Marriage is the... Well, my mic's shut off, I think, so I'm just going to have to yell. Marriage is the ultimate... there we go. Marriage is the ultimate promise made between 2 people. It's a promise of everlasting love. 2 people combining their parts into one amazing whole. It's a team, kind of like the Browns, only I expect you 2 to win a lot more. You've chosen to commit yourselves to each other in marriage, and instead of echoing promises I've written, you've decided to prepare ones of your own. Lizzie, will you recite your vows to Justin?
I'll try. Let's see. Justin, first and foremost, I love you. There is no human on this earth that is more patient, kind, loyal, and loving. You have captured my heart, mind, and thoughts from the very beginning. I'm a better person because of your daily influence on my life. Thank you for loving me and Vos so well in so many different ways over the last 2.5 years. And Dottie. I can't leave Dottie out, right?
I love Dottie.
I look forward to our life together. I know this will include ups and downs, as well as shoes left in random places and probably piles of clothes. And who knows, maybe we will even have a random newspaper on our roof again. And if we do, I promise that I will always climb the ladder so you don't have to. I have never known a better human than you. I feel honored to become your wife and to be making these vows to you today. I promise to love you every day the best way that I can, and to do that every day moving forward. I promise to stand by you and to always seek the best for you. I promise to listen even when I'm being stubborn and defensive. I promise to put we before me and to acknowledge that yes, you may actually be right. Sometimes.
Very rarely.
I promise that life will be an adventure and that we will dream big and live large. I believe I shared this quote with you when we first started dating, and it's still true today, and it speaks to some of the things that you do for me that I need you to continue to do. I, with deeper instinct, choose a man who compels my strength, who makes enormous demands on me, who does not doubt my courage or my toughness, who does not believe me naive or innocent, who has the courage to treat me like a woman. I choose you every day, and thank you for supporting my wild dreams and loving my stubborn ways.
Justin, will you please recite your vows to Lizzie?
That's a tough act to follow.
Get up. Say get up.
Ditto. Nailed it. Lizzie, I have loved you since March 18th, 2018. You knew that then, and you had to coax that information out of me in your own Lizzie way, and I am thankful for it every day. There's an old saying that goes, how can two people go on a journey together unless they agree to do so? And with these vows, we officially make our journey together in front of all those we love. I am a man most fortunate that you have chosen me to make that journey with. You are a woman of integrity and toughness. You are one of the sweetest, most generous, kindest, intelligent, sexiest human beings I have had the pleasure of knowing. And occasionally obstinate. I will.
It's true.
I can get away with that right now.
You'll pay.
Can't. Thanks, Mark. To steal a phrase from our favorite musical, I am so fortunate to have the best of wives and the best of women. I deeply admire how every day you tackle life with integrity and character, and how your family has imparted that on you. Thank you for doing that and welcoming me into your family. You're a part of my vows now too. So we're all going to hold each other accountable. To me, marriage is the process of continually waking up next to someone and choosing them. I know that we will continue to have great times like we've had, but they will be tempered with challenges and compromise, hard work, but together we will get through that for all the rest of our days. I also understand our household hierarchy of Vos, Dottie, Justin. So at least I slow to learn, but I kind of remember pretty well sometimes, so thank you for that. No. You have had your fingerprints on my imagination for 2.5 years now. I look forward to everything that life has to bring us. I look forward into sharing a lot of those items with all of you. And to that end, I commit to you this day, every day forward, I will choose us. I will choose our life together. I will choose our journey together. I love you.
It's beautiful.
I can't kiss you. I know.
Justin and Liz have chosen to exchange rings as a token of their commitment to one another. These rings are beautiful, valuable, just like the love you two share. Let these rings serve as a daily reminder of your promises you made to each other, and always care for those promises just as you would a piece of precious jewelry. Elizabeth, with this ring, do you take Justin as your wedded husband?
Listen, do I put it on or does he put it on me?
You put it on him.
Okay.
I haven't done this a lot, but I know that part. All right. Let's start over. With this ring, do you take Justin as your wedded husband to promise to love, honor, and cherish him, living every day according to the vows you've just exchanged? If so, answer I do.
I do.
Justin, with this ring, do you take Elizabeth as your wedded wife and promise to love, honor, cherish her, living every day according to the vows you've just exchanged? If so, answer I do.
Hallelujah, I do.
Having expressed their love and committed to themselves to one another before their closest friends and family, and having sealed that love with giving and receiving of the rings, by the power vested in me, I now have the amazing honor to pronounce you husband and wife. Justin, kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Ackland.
Stay tuned.